Alright, here we are in the Gateway Pundit. Parents in Germany pressure Anne Frank Daycare Center to be renamed. Let's find out why. The Kita Anna Frank Daycare has operated in Tugerhoek, Germany for more than 50 years, but now parents are pressuring the facility to change its name according to German media. According to Jerusalem Post, the school will likely be renamed to World Explorers. Yes, that sounds very diverse. Because migrant parents, yep, there you go, found it difficult to explain Frank's significance to their children, especially if they're, from the religion of peace. I think I've said this in previous videos. The Western government says we are pro-Israel, yet they let in hundreds of thousands of people who don't like Jewish people, the religion of peace. So you're creating conflict. And part of me thinks that's the government's ideal diversity, to create conflict. Keeps people divided. Now I'm guessing the Jerusalem Post, that's an Israeli publication because Jerusalem is somewhere in the Middle East, if not inside Israel. So now Jewish people are upset because they're being diversified, I guess. That's my take on it. Anywho, continuing with the article. City officials, on the other hand, remained steadfast in their decision to change the name, according to the report. The renaming is part of a broader concept that aims to celebrate, yep, there you go, diversity of the children attending the daycare. So diversity means there's probably very few white children and even fewer Jewish children. So they're renaming it because having a bunch of children who are probably of the religion of peace attending a school that's named after a Jewish girl probably doesn't go over so well with the migrant parents. The BLD newspaper added, ultimately, the parents and employees wanted a name that was more child-friendly. I could see that. I mean, Anne Frank was killed during the Holocaust. That's not necessarily child-friendly. And better suited to their concept of diversity, of course, because in the previous page they said they cared about diversity. Their needs, the children, are more important than the global political situation. Well, in my opinion, the global political situation is all about flooding the West with diversity, destroying the native ethnic groups, in my opinion anyway. German media outlet Apollo News reported that Tagerhoot's mayor, Andreas Broham, said that he felt it was important that the daycare center moved beyond the recent conflict in Israel with Hamas, and that the new name had more weight compared to the global political situation. Hey, wait a minute. On this first page of this article here, the officials said they wanted to celebrate the diversity. And now they're saying that because of the war between Israel and Hamas, they want to change the school name. Quote, it is important to move beyond the recent conflict in Israel with Hamas. So you're not actually moving past the war between Israel and Hamas, you're giving into it. And by give into it, I mean you're changing the name of a school, daycare, from a Jewish girl who died during the Second World War to a generic diversification name. Then you have this blue checkmark person. This is appalling. A German daycare center named after Anne Frank is changing its name. German media reports that parents want the center to push a message more focused on international diversity. Yeah, so these parents sound very left-leaning. They want to bring in diversity, which is destroying their own ethnic group. I'm guessing self-genocide isn't a thing. But anyway, hear that? They are promoting diversity by erasing Jews. Yeah, you do realize that the whole of Western Europe is being flooded with quote unquote diversity by erasing who? The ethnic white populations of said Western Europe. So, me as a white guy, it's kind of hard for me to have sympathy. So, yeah, first they were talking about wanting to be more inclusive because of diversity, and then it was the conflict between Israel and Gaza, and then it's, oh, well, it's hard to teach children about Anne Frank. So they were kind of all over the place. Now, in the same article, it says that fear is increasing for Jewish residents after Star of Davids were painted on buildings across Paris and its suburbs. The symbol echoing the Nazi regime's targeting of Jews during the Holocaust has appeared on at least 60 buildings in the southern district of Paris. France is not the only European country facing these disturbing and threatening acts. So the people who did these Star of David graffiti stuff, one, they're probably people of the religion of peace, or two, they're flaming lefties who despise Israel. So it's no surprise to me that they want to rename a school that's named after a Jewish girl. And now that I think about it, these flaming lefties, they were probably the same group of people who'd call me a Nazi for being anti-immigration. So in summary, the reason I made this video, I found it strange how the left, because that's what it is changing the name of a daycare school that was named after a Jewish girl killed during the Second World War. And they want to change this name because it's offensive to certain groups of people. Now, didn't they do that to Aunt Jemima? You know, the black lady that was on the syrup bottle? Because apparently having a black lady on a syrup bottle is offensive to the BIPOC community. Now, as for the Land O'Lakes lady, I think they got rid of her. And Uncle Ben's, I think his name got changed to Ben's Original. And why did they do all these changes? Because they don't want to hurt my feelings. Damn, Anne Frank went the way of Aunt Jemima and the Indian woman. Uncle Ben, I don't think he was replaced. His name was just changed. So, it's not that bad. Anyway, take care out there in Clown World.